And some updates from the national capital. The Delhi High Court has denied permission for devotees to perform Chhath Puja on the Yamuna River banks due to severe water contamination and toxic foam. This decision comes after a public interest litigation challenged the ban. Meanwhile, a political storm has erupted as the Aam Aadmi Party accused a BJP corporator of demolishing a Chhath Puja ghat, sparking tension ahead of Delhi's upcoming assembly elections. In fact, Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh also claimed that Delhi Development Authority justified the demolition, stating ghats cannot be built. On the other hand, BJP accuses that the Aam Aadmi Party is using this particular issue to reach out to Purvanchali voters during Kejriwal's ongoing Padayatra.
Ma'am, we stand at a point when we are close to breaching that 1.5 degree mark of global warming. What does this really mean, the US presidential election results?
No, it's very worrying. Let's be clear. We are at the brink of disaster right now. The world at current rates of emissions is definitely going to breach the 1.5 degree centigrade rise mark. Now, what is the 1.5 degree centigrade rise? It's basically a guardrail. Scientists say any temperature above that is going to be something we don't even know how bad it'll be. Okay, so it's like a guardrail. It's like a protection. Now, we are at 1.1 degree centigrade rise right now, and you're seeing the devastation around you. Obviously, Trump, as the climate skeptic, as somebody who openly is calling for his country to reject any action on climate, is calling for his country to drill baby drill, to open up more fracking, open up more drilling, to destroy the electric fleet movement of the US, is going to be deeply worrying. We need the US in the game. US is the world's largest historical emitter and the world's second largest current emitter. It has to take action.
And this is especially significant when the last Climate Action Summit called for transitioning away from fossil fuels. And US, like you said, is a leading consumer of gas and oil.
Absolutely. I mean, the US already is the world's largest producer of oil and gas in the world, in the history of the world. Okay, 13 million barrels. So we needed the US to move, and the IRA of President Biden, the call by Kamala Harris, we were hoping that that would move the US, the elephant of the US, towards climate friendly. Now, our concern is, and this is at the time when COP starts as of next week, the Climate of Parties, our Conference of Parties will begin on climate change. I think everyone who goes there is going to be deeply concerned that if US leadership on climate becomes weaker than even today. It was never very strong, but it was under Biden, at least there was a modicum of a leadership. Okay? If there is a complete rejection of the idea of climate change, then the world's largest historical polluter country will signal to the rest of the world that climate change does not matter. And this is coming at a time when we, in our part of the world, know that we are suffering the worst impacts of climate change. So yes, very worrying.
With COP29 just a few days away, climate finance is back on agenda, and with the presidential election results coming in, how do you see it impacting the negotiations?
See, climate finance was never Biden's strong point. Let's be clear about it. So it isn't as if Trump is going to make that worse. US under Biden had already rejected the loss and damage fund. They were always trying to loophole and weaken any agreement on finance. So I don't think that, but yes, I think overall, it's the mood of the nation, it's the mood of the world. If the US now comes to COP saying, we don't believe that this is at all important, then all the other countries, because Europe is going through its own economic problems, every other country which didn't want to pay to the fund is basically going to use the United States as a convenient shield and say, yeah, party is over.
अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी को हिंदू समाज, पूर्वांचली समाज का बहुत बड़ा श्राप लगने वाला है। उनको हाय मिलने वाली है। आज दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट ने बता दिया कि यमुना जी के घाट पर छठ पूजा की अनुमति नहीं दी जा सकती। इतनी प्रदूषित है कि पास जाओगे तो बीमार पड़ जाओगे। दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट ने लंबी लथाड़ भी लगाई है आम आदमी पार्टी की वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स को और जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने व्यवस्थाएं बिगाड़ी है। और दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट छोड़िए, आपके खुद के साथी कांग्रेस पार्टी, चाहे देवेंद्र यादव हो चाहे संदीप दीक्षित हो, उन्होंने तो कहा कि पिछले 10 वर्षों में यमुना तो और बेहाल हो गई है, इसमें किसी और राज्य को दोष नहीं दिया जा सकता। कहाँ गए वो 7-8 हजार करोड़ रुपए? आपकी जिम्मेदारी थी, आपने बोला था 25 तक साफ करेंगे, डुबकी लगाने लायक बनाएंगे। आपने इतना प्रदूषित कर दिया कि छठी मैया की पूजा भी करने के लिए वो अब संभव नहीं है। कौन है जिम्मेदार? इसके लिए अब किसको दोष देंगे? यूपी के लोगों को।
Well, that's all we have to pack it up on this show. Do stay tuned to CNN News 18 as big news and updates continue here on the other side. Thanks for watching.